Alright, today we're going to talk about the Bryce Boolean group. To start off with, we're going to make a cylinder, and we're going to make it positive. One of the quick ways to make this positive is by pressing the button P. P will automatically make this positive without having to go through the attributes, pressing positive and then checking it off. Alright? I also like to, whenever I have the attributes open, just title it real quick, outer cylinder. Alright, then I'm going to duplicate it, which is edit duplicate or control D. What that does is it puts that, you see how I got a little bit darker? It put the exact same object with the exact same attributes and materials and everything in the exact same position. Alright, it's there, it's just underneath it. Alright, so I'm going to now take that one and quickly go to the edit menu, scale it down. You can also scale it down in attributes. If you want to just scale things down slightly, you can change everything in these size parameters too. But I like to just do this. In the middle of the resize, click and drag slightly down to the left, or that reduces it. When you drag to the left or drag to the right, dragging to the left reduces it, and then I'm going to go in the X and the Y and scale those things up just so they go beyond the edges. When we're making a Boolean group, we are trying to have the negative object that's going to create the negative space, or the cutout, go beyond the edges where we want the cutout to be. Just like in Pathfinder, when you had the path go beyond that shape so that it would cut it out. Okay? So now I'm going to press N for negative. You see how it goes, it makes a dotted line. I can even zoom in on this if I want to, using my XZ camera control and the XY camera control. Now be careful, you've got the camera back here. The camera is a separate object. If I look overhead using 2 or 3 from the side, you can see it's an actual object. I can move this around and it changes the camera view. Alright, but make sure that when you're in the director's chair that you don't select it when you're grouping these things together. So what I normally do when I'm grouping more than one object is I'll select it, I'll hold shift, select the other object, and then I will group. Now this group has a whole new idea to it. I'm going to kind of scoot this down so I can see it. I'm going to delete this ground plane, I don't want it. So I'm going to hover over this, and now I can see if I render this, I've got the cutout, awesome, it worked perfectly, and I've got this group going on. I can change the attributes of this group. The group I'm going to call cylinder with hole, maybe. Alright, it is now also in here. Whenever you make a group, there are groups in your selection panel. We got to talk about that, but it's labeled. I can find it easily. Here are my two cylinders, outer cylinder and outer cylinder 1, which is obviously the inner cylinder. Alright, now when I look at the attributes of this group, be aware it's neutral. This is where we need to really pay attention. In order for us to do another Boolean, which we're going to be doing, we're going to create another cylinder. We're going to rotate it. Now notice I haven't done anything crazy. I'm going to hold shift when I rotate it. I'm going to scale it down and extend these. I can extend it either in the plane itself or with the edit. Set it to negative. And if I group these together, nothing's going to happen. Nothing's going to happen because one of these things in the group is not positive. This is negative, yes, but this needs to be positive. So I need to go to attributes or just select it and press P. And then hold shift, select both of them, and group them again together. And now you should see exactly what we want to do for the warm-up. I want to see both holes, the hole in the top and the hole in the side, showing me that you understood and made that Boolean group correctly.